This is Halty Martin with Investor Connect. Today we're here with John Shaw, angel investor and board member of the Central Texas Angel Network, talking about the new changes at the CTAN group, as well as what John invests in the world of startup funding. So let's listen in. Restarted, and then we had a little bit of Skype tag there, I guess. I don't know what that was, but glad to talk with you now. Sounds like you've been doing some
No
interesting
worries.
things. I see you've done quite a
Yeah.
few interesting things there with AI, and I thought the chatbotics was most interesting, and then CTAN as well. And so
Yeah.
looks pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. I'm sitting on the board of CTAN at the moment, and working with the angels there to redefine how angel investment happens in Austin. And then also, my passion is technology. So I'm doing an AI startup at the moment, and I'm also sitting on a few boards as well, doing different things. So I sit on an AI startup called Vic AI that focuses on CFO, bookkeeping, other things like that, and automating that with AI or augment it. I was sitting on another board called Cycle Computing. They got acquired by Microsoft last week. So, and also, yes, a board of Chowbotics, which is like a robot salad that's was based out of Techstars in Austin. So, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So what work are you doing with improving the angel networks in Austin? How do you plan to do that?
Well, the Angel Networks primarily is pretty new to Austin. Even though I've been here a few years, I've been on the road a lot of times. So last year, I started angel investing and did quite a lot of investments last year. So improving the process, like the CTAN organization, like really working with members and getting their feedback and constantly improving the product and the service that we offer. Both for the entrepreneurs and our members, right? So some of the things that one of the initiatives actually I put in place is the time it takes to actually get to a decision. And I've been through an acquisition myself and kind of know all the different triggers that I went through. So I tried to change it. So initially the CTAN process is around about 10 weeks from start to finish. You apply online. And then you go to a due diligence, and the members pick 10 companies, and then it kind of whittles down to 4. So what I did is I put in a process to change that up a little bit. So instead of doing the full due diligence from the companies, we do a thing called an LOI or an executive summary that actually gives members and the entrepreneur, these are the basis of the deal, like letter of intent. Would you agree on these terms? And if they do, then we invite them to our showcase meeting. We have 10 companies that come along, and before that was only like two companies or 4 companies that would go to the end. So we're getting more. The members are getting more deals that they see at that showcase meeting, and getting more interest from into those deals. So I put that in place, and then I'm trying to do other things as well. Initiative around putting like Slack and some other tools around that we can communicate with entrepreneurs in a more effective way and members, so they can reach out and ask questions instead of waiting for mentor workshops, and give updates to our members and things. And that's not fully been implemented yet, but we're planning to do that maybe early next year.
So you're at 10 weeks in the process. How much were you able to shrink it with those two programs there?
Yeah, so this is our second time we've done this, the funding cycle. So still a 10-week process, but we were able to get through more companies, and we're having a headliners. I think it's next week, where there's going to be 10 companies that will be presenting to our members. So again, it's given the members more deal flow, and also giving them more opportunities to see more companies. And if you're not familiar with the headline meeting, that's like it's like the Headliners Club in Austin. It's a very suave affair. It's a free meal. Everybody likes a free meal, so everybody comes along, and we get like 50 or 60 members that come along. Whereas the other process used to take longer, and it was less members really that went into there. So yeah, we're seeing a better leads, better deal flow. The other thing that we also put into place this year was our SIG process, which is our segment industry group. And the idea is we have B2B, B2C, hardware, life cycle sciences, and other. Because what we were getting is the CTAN group, they get about 60 deals or leads that come through every cycle. And it was hard for the members to I'm really interested in B2B deals, or I'm really interested in life cycle deals, and I can add life science deals, and I can add some value there. So just going through all those different companies, which becoming a bit of a burden. So we've introduced a SIG process where, it's all separated out into these separate groups. And we have leaders, SIG leaders, that are actually industry experts in that group. And the idea is each of those industry experts would then lead that part of the group, so like 10 companies or whatever, and bring them through. And then with the due diligence and the way we go forward with our members, we really listen to the SIG leader of why we should invest in these companies. So again, it's better quantifying deals, making sure that members don't miss those deals, and then speeding up that due diligence process so we can rapidly get through a lot of deals at the same time. So,
Well, it sounds like a lot's going on there. What
yeah.
well, how many deals are you guys seeing at this point?
Well, like I said, we do about 60 every cycle. I think we're about 7 cycles a year. I'd have to double check. We someone like Mark Thornton, who will actually give you the full list, or you go to the Central Texas Angel Network website. We'll give you that. But yeah, we're seeing on average about 60, and our member base actually is increasing rapidly. Claire England, who is the executive director of CTAN, she's doing a tremendous job, along with Mark, of really getting those entrepreneurs that they've had an exit, and they're looking to put their money into an alternate investment like an angel group, and they want to help out. And she's been really pivotal to actually get some of these entrepreneurs in. We've got people that have been C-level in Fortune 500 companies being angels in our network, and some high net worth people that can really add value and experience to the entrepreneurs. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, what kind of returns are you guys seeing these days?
Well, the returns that obviously it's angel, so it's like a 7 year, which it was 7 weeks, the 7-year cycle. So we've had a few high profile exits in those returns. I mean, generally with a lot of these ranges to obviously 5 times to 15 times, but it all depends on deals and what's in your portfolio. We've seen some high profile exits, like Deep Eddy Vodka was a huge exit for us. That was a few years ago, sold to, I think it was like 400 million. And there was a few other alcoholic-based companies actually that went through and sold. So I think overall we've had a few exits, I think about 5, and some of us spun out and PE and all that. But overall, the portfolio is still at that stage of 7 years, kind of cycle. So we're hoping to see more exits this year. Again, those deep level knowledge. I don't know who's the listeners listening here, but from the angel side of things, if it's questions around that, then talk with Claire England, Mark. We can give you all those returns and numbers and how that works. And then from the entrepreneur side of things, you can reach out to any of the board members or all the executive team, and they can help you with what we do.
Well, that's great. What's coming up next for you guys?
So we're actually through the summer season, so we're finishing that off, and we took a little bit of a break. But like I said, we're spinning back up, and the next 2 weeks we're going through that process of Headliners Club, and we'll end up picking 4 companies normally that the members want to invest in, soft circle in, and going ahead. And we have the group itself has some whiskey tasting next week. I'm looking forward to. So that's going to be I think it's the Austin. It's a whiskey company in East Austin. I'm not a whiskey drinker, so anyway, we can do that. And then the actual group has there's going to be an October party, and then we have a Christmas party. So, we try to make it fun for the members, and Claire England, like I said, and Mark Thornton, they're really on that angel circuit as well. So they're really deeply connected to all the angel groups nationwide, and there's a number of conferences they go to as part of what they do. So we do syndicate deals with other angel networks, and we're trying to get more closer to those as we go along to get better deal flow really in Austin. So.
Well, that's great. That's great. Sound like there's great things happening there. As an angel investor yourself, what do you look for in deals?
Everybody, has different parameters. So I'm trying to look for AI primarily now. I've invested in different companies in my portfolio, but I think AI is what I've got a passion for, and I try to look for that in every company I invest in. So if there's no AI or thought around that, then I probably won't be interested in. I look at the team. Everybody says that, but the team, and can I work with this person? Do they have a good grasp of their numbers? Do they take difficult questions well? Do they do they know the market that they're selling into? If they don't, do they have the right folks around them to make sure that they can deliver, or they've got a plan around that? I do look at revenue. So I always like for a company to have revenue. I know that's not a thing that the people in the Valley look at, but I look at that, and mainly B2B type deals as well. I'm not really a B2C person, life science person, or etc. So I look at more B2B now. This year I've done a few investments. One of them is in a smart picture with 3D. And why did I invest in that one? Well, they're doing some really cool stuff around measuring rooms using your phone, right? You can get your phone out, instead of getting one of those expensive laser measurement devices. You could just use your phone and measure a room very quickly and easily, and send that to like a Home Depot or Bunnings or whoever. And why did I invest in that? Well, Apple releasing a new smartphone. Samsung released one today. I don't know when this will get broadcast, but those guys are going down the VR and AR, which is augmented reality and virtual reality path. And these types of features will be built into the phone, and it allows these types of companies like Smart Picture to use those instruments inside the phone. So I look at where the market's going, and I like to invest in the future because I think I always win.
For AI investments, what do you look for from a technology point of view or business model point of view? Of course, we all look for a good team and so forth, but what are the criteria in the AI space do you decide to pursue or not pursue?
So I look at, are they solving a problem in the business that is a pain point, right? And have they validated that pain point, and how have they validated it? So just saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had a AI thing that would read off the news on my Alexa, and it'll give me updates, and who's that marketed to? So understanding the market is really key, and really the AI has to solve a problem. And what I've seen in just the company I'm working at is there's a lot of companies out there, AI companies, that understand consumer problems but don't understand business enterprise problems. And there's a guy called Aaron Leffey, who's the CEO of Box, and he did a talk actually at Stanford about this. And the enterprise market for AI is, I think it's like $1.2 trillion, or enterprise in general, and the consumer market is like 220 billion. And why, most startups, they look at consumer problems. So I always look at, enterprise problems where they're solving these pain points that everybody has in these enterprises, and they're doing it in a smart way. And they have some traction in that market. That's what I look at.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, there's a lot going on in this space, and it sounds like you guys are keeping busy looking at all the deal flow. Appreciate you sharing the information, but in the few minutes we have left, what else would you like to wrap up with?
Yeah, just I think as obviously I'm not from Austin. I'm from East Texas, all the way across the ocean in England. So yeah, I think what I would say to the community in Austin is there is a number of facilities out there. If you're an entrepreneur that you want to look into getting started in your business, you got Capital Factory. They've got the first floor now, the Omni Hotel. They do events there. It's a great working space. You got Galvanize, which is another working space here in Austin. You got Techstars. You got a lot of these incubator accelerators in town. Apologies, not named them all. There's a ton. So there's a lot of resources at your hand. But I would, if I was an entrepreneur, I'd be like, well, where do I get started? And start off there. And there's a lot of people that will, you ask them for help, they'll give it you, right? But don't be afraid of asking for help, because people who don't, they end up failing, right? And like I said earlier, like AI in general, I really believe, I was talking 10 years ago about cloud, and I used to talk about it like something in the sky because nobody understood what it was. I used to work with Microsoft. They used to get laughed at, like, this cloud thing's never going to happen. Like, we just sell hardware and we sell Office by a bot. Things are changing in a big way, and cloud is just the start of it. Like, this is going to be a revolution that's going to happen, and you even if you're mediocre in this market, you'll win because it's growing. And I like to be mediocre in a market like this. So if it's growing at an exponential rate, I think it's a Forrester report that said that this year alone, we're talking about a market size of about $48 billion. And then in 5 years' time, it could be 10 times, 40 times bigger. So this is going to be a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs and angel investors. So look at every company that way with an AI point of view, and definitely the disruptions in the markets happening as well. Look at what's happening in the trucking space. How logistically things get shipped to customers. Look at those types of markets, and is there, the big players are trying to do autonomous cars and autonomous trucks, and you're never going to beat them, but there's all these other businesses that are going to spring up around them. So think about those in terms of where the future's going and what you can invest in. So anyway, that's my take on it. I always look at investing in the future with any strategy. So.
Well, that's great. You appreciate your spending time, and certainly there's a lot of great technologies maturing, cloud, AI, and many more. And great place to invest is Austin. There's plenty of good resources for startups, angel groups, and otherwise. So, sound like you're right in the middle of it all. And thank you so much for spending time with us today, and hopefully to have you back in another month's time to talk about how these trends are shaping up for you.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thank you.